I'm chatting with Jonah Kagen. You're kicking off Stampede tonight at the Coca Cola Stage for Sneak a Peek. Jonah, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm amazing. I'm so excited for this. I've heard amazing things about this festival for like the longest time. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool that the first time that I get to be here is to play it.
I was just going to say that I was doing some digging on Setlist FM, seeing if you had played Calgary before. This is the first time.
Yeah.
What are your impressions so far in your limited time so far in the city?
Very, very limited time. First, the weather is insanely nice relative to where I came from. I've been in like a constant pool of sweat for the last 3 weeks, and now it's like really nice, and I'm not in that, which is cool. But other than that, yeah, I was very shocked to know that Calgary is like a city. It's like a real. I don't know why. I don't know what I expected, but there are like buildings and stuff.
Yeah,
we were all pretty shocked by that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, like it's always interesting, like your pre-perceptions when you go into a city and stuff. It's interesting though that you mentioned that you were in a pool of sweat. What is the weather like where you're coming from?
It's awful right now. It's actually I'm coming from Nashville, so Nashville. It's like hotter than South Florida in Nashville right now because there's some crazy heat waves.
So humid there too.
Oh, it's nuts. Yeah, but also like. I recently got a Blackstone grill. It's not sponsored, but I have to be outside looking cool with my grill. You know what I mean? So
that's great.
I just like had to be sweating because like I'm not gonna not use my new grill.
Yeah, I mean you got to use it, but also when it's 100 degrees outside, it probably doesn't feel that great.
I still look cool though. Trust me. Just take my word for it. It looks so cool.
So you're playing like the festival format tonight at the Coke Stage. Is it something you enjoy, getting to kind of go out and meet the other artists that are on the bill and like be in that kind of like, friendly environment at those shows?
That's a little terrifying, to be honest. I don't know. That's a good question. I really like it, but like most of the time I feel like if I don't know somebody already, I'm not like the one to be like walk up to someone and be like, hi. I don't know. I think I'm great at doing my thing, which is like, panicking about my own performance and then going up on stage and doing it and then going home. But if the stars align such that I can meet somebody, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. But I don't know how much of that will be in my hands.
Totally. It is kind of cool, like seeing some of the bands get to just like kind of chat.
It is cool to look like when that actually does happen, it's a very cool experience. Yeah.
Have you met anybody at like a festival before where you're like, I can't believe I'm talking to this person?
Oh
right
man. Yeah, I met the Mount Joy peeps at Under the Big Sky in Montana last year.
Yeah.
But I met them as like a fan. And now I'm playing the festival this year, but last year I was there as a fan, and I didn't have any like real leg to stand on, so I was kind of like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, dude, just like play the guitar sometimes. I just like poke around, whatever, man. What do you guys do? So I'm hoping maybe I run into them again, where I have like a bit more of a musical physique.
Yeah, totally.
If you will. Yeah.
Let's chat about your song that we've been spinning, God Needs the Devil. My girlfriend has been wondering about this since we started playing the song.
No.
What meaning did you want to put behind the track? Because like her and I sit in the car and we'll like listen to it, we'll catch it on air and stuff, and we'd love some insight from the man who actually wrote it, the definitive answer.
Yeah, no, I'll give it to you. Well, I mean, the overarching my thesis on all of like these songs is it's not mine once it's out. I genuinely don't think I think it belongs to whoever's there to receive it. So like whatever it means to you guys is what it means. However, my intention with that, because the two like dominating arguments are, one is that God doesn't need the devil, and you're saying that you need this person like God needs the devil, and God does not need the devil. So totally. Like this is like, I don't need you. The way that I wrote it was a bit more, I was going down an existential rabbit hole when I wrote it, and basically was just lost in this idea that good really can't exist or the concept of good or somebody's perception of good cannot exist without its counterpart. Because otherwise everything is just there. It just is. But since evil exists, good can exist, and so it creates this like really weird dependence. It's almost like a drug or something that you like really depend on to survive, but it's also kind of your antithesis and it's killing you. So that was what I really meant by that, was like people who have this dependence on something that they know is wrong for them, whatever it is. But there's that dependence like exists, and it almost like validates the presence of the other, which is So that was the perspective from which I wrote it, but I totally hear everybody's thing, and I'm like, yeah, cool, that sounds great. I think that's awesome if that's what it means to you.
It's kind of cool to see your fans kind of like get the chance to like pick something apart a little bit and take their own meaning out of it. Right?
It'll be with all the stuff that's coming. Also, it'll be even more fun because there are a lot of little Easter eggs and double entendres and all sorts of stuff.
Sweet,
it's gonna be great.
We can't wait. Now, I've seen you on social talking about your airstream.
Oh yeah.
Where you kind of like record in there, you can take it on the road. What prompted you originally to kind of like create that?
Yeah, I moved to Miami for a girl, which is very not me place. I have all respect to Miami, but I don't belong in Miami. And I was there and just kind of like, I don't know, I was just kind of in the house, all day and just kind of sitting there, and I just felt really cooped up, and I had never felt that way in my life. I've always been a bit of a wanderer. My people can attest to that. They all have my location, so they know when I wander on top of a building or something that they know where I am. I just got this crazy itch to go do that on a bigger scale. And right around when I got that itch, I read Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, the autobiography, and he had a year where he went out into an airstream. Or I don't know if it was a full year, but he went out with him and his dog and had all these stories to tell for it. And I was just like, I that's it. That's the thing. So I think maybe like a month later, I bought the airstream and gutted it and turned it into a studio and decided I was going to make my debut album in there. And then that relationship ended and I moved out and spent a year on the road in it. And then just bought a house in Nashville. So the whole album is kind of like self-contained in this period of my life and in this physical thing.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I was gonna ask, with that, creating like your own studio in there.
Yeah.
What challenges come with setting that up that maybe you didn't think about before you started?
Honestly, the bigger challenges were like life challenges. Like it would it's little stuff that you just wouldn't know until it happens to you. Like I left my trailer plugged into my car one night in the middle of nowhere in like Wyoming or something, and then obviously my car's dead. I didn't think about that, but like, and I have like a power tailgate, so I couldn't get into it because I have a cover on it, so that's dead. And then that leads to like this whole thing, or like if you like my propane hose caught something on the road and burst open, and that's a whole thing. And then there's just like a million things that happen that you just like my stove exploded pretty early on. That's just a real, I'm not exaggerating any of this, by the way. It exploded. Well, that's a whole nother thing. I don't got to go into it, but it was my fault. But it was like a 50-50 their fault too. But I ran out of gas on the highway. I had to skateboard like 4 miles down like this really busy highway to get gas. Ended up in like back of a cop car, and there's like a million little life challenges that you just would not anticipate that ended up happening. That here's a good one. Probably shouldn't talk about this on the radio, but whatever. Like your black tank, your poop tank.
Yeah.
That fills up pretty quick. And you got to be in a position to dump it. Otherwise, you're carrying around, 30 gallons of poop with you all over the place, and that's never good. Then it starts coming up through the shower. It's a whole thing. Anyway.
Oh man.
Yeah. So those are the biggest. Sonically, honestly, the restrictions are awesome because it forces you to do stuff that's very human, and you can hear like the room, you can hear the airstream, you can hear my fingers, you can hear like me moving on the seat throughout all of the songs and stuff like that, and that's what I really wanted. So sonically it wasn't much of a challenge, but I will say life wise that stuff sneaks up on you.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. And I mean, especially like if that's what you're shooting for with like more of like an intimate record and stuff, That is a great.
I think you'd be surprised too, though. There's some big songs on the. I think a lot of people that I have shown the album to have been like expecting it to be kind of like really, really intimate, and there are a lot of really intimate moments, but there are also some really big songs in there that just came together, and they still have the character of the room. So it'll be cool. Yeah,
I was thinking about it. A setup like that must be really nice too, because you got the opportunity to not have to like book studio time.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can just do it whenever you want. Like if you get a song idea at like 2:00 in the morning, like you can flip everything on and you can start recording. Like
big time. Yeah, that has been it's been really special. Everything honestly has been just so fulfilling in that trip.
You're playing tonight at the Coca Cola Stage. Jonah, has like the Stampede people who like booked you for the show filled you in on the different wild fair foods that they're gonna have lined up this year?
No.
All right, I'm gonna read a couple of them out for you.
Oh God.
And see maybe if you're interested in picking one up tonight when you go.
Yep.
They've got the maple glazed donut grilled cheese.
Oh my God.
Bacon wrapped grilled cheesecake.
Oh my God.
A Fruit Loops chicken burger and a Skittle dog.
Ugh.
See, that's usually my reaction too, man.
Ugh. The first three were great. This is Canada. I feel like y'all are supposed to have. It's supposed to be like all, I don't know. It's like sophisticated, right? Isn't like?
Yeah, I feel like that kind of goes away during Stampede. You get 10 days of like whatever you want. Like if you want beer for breakfast, you can have it.
All right, fair enough.
If you want a
I think I'm in for a rude awakening tonight, maybe, honestly, but I'm excited.
It's a good content piece for you. Yeah, go eat a Skittle dog before you go on.
That I will not be doing. However, that's like the Australians make you do a shoey.
Oh, yeah, they
where
do.
You just drink a beer out of somebody random in the crowd's boot. It's the worst thing ever.
What would you take, the shoey or the Skittle dog?
Skittle dog, definitely. Take the Skittle dog. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I would take the Skittle dog. If somebody like peer pressures me into a Skittle dog, I'll probably do it.
So if somebody in the crowd ends up with a Skittle dog tonight.
Ooh, I don't want to say that, but yeah, it's probably I'll probably eat a Skittle dog.
I wonder how a Skittle dog sits before you go on stage for a show.
Yeah, I can't imagine that's good for your vocal cords, but I do. Listen, if there are more than 5 people at the show tonight, I'll happily take a bite of a Skittle dog. There you go,
dude. You'll be surprised when you go on. It's going to be pretty wild. So we're all excited to see you tonight at the Coca Cola Stage and to hear the record that's coming out pretty soon. Jonah, thanks for taking the chance to sit down and chat with me, man.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it, man.